everyone and welcome to N-SCENIC. This is a build video for the retaining walls. We do various different designs and sizes. Now for a plain design which doesn't have any relief like this style, by all means it's a simple build process, and we'll talk about the build process for this one in particular during the build video, but we're going to concentrate on more for the likes of the style 4 retaining wall. I'll just bring it closer here, that has reliefs within the design, and I'm going to show you how to construct this during the video. So the next step is I will take a style 4 because, as I said, on the other ones which doesn't have the reliefs, these sections here will all mount the same way, and you'll understand how they get built as well. But we'll take like I said, we'll take a retaining wall style 4. I'll show you how to do these reliefs. These apply for the other designs which have reliefs as well, but you'll get the general idea of how these are constructed. They're fairly simple. I would recommend spraying the design or the wood stock first before you build it. By all means, you don't have to. And the paint I used for the red on this is just simply a red oxide car primer. I then went back and done all the weathering and detailing work afterwards once it was constructed, but I always tend to spray the model first, just so we're getting all the edges, etc. Okay, so the next step is I'll take it with style 4 and we'll sit on the table and we'll build it. Okay guys, so like I said, I've got an N-gauge retaining wall style 4 here. This is what we're going to be working on. The walls that don't have the reliefs in are quite simple. You've got the gaps like so, and when you, let me just take the section out, so these should just push out of the wood stock like so. Keep it to the side for a minute. So if this is a retaining wall which doesn't have any reliefs cut out, you simply put them up to one another and glue the corresponding extra pieces on. So if this was an end of a wall where we're butting up to something, we use the shorter shaft or a run of brickwork detailing, which will align over the edge like that. And if we're joining multiple runs in the kit, you'll get wider sections. Just pop one of them out, so glue them together. May require a bit of sanding to get them to butt up perfectly, as we have a few notches there just to hold them into the wood stock. But take your piece, run some glue down the back, and we'll glue that over the joint. It hides the joint and gives it a bit more strength. But for the walls that require some relief work like this one does, we'll take the main body of the wall out of the wood stock. We'll break away the inner arches like so. Okay, so to get the required depth or height, again depending on your personal preference, but I use some thick card. Could be this is like 1mm thick, but anything you can use, card, a 5p coin or a few layers of card, by all means, whatever you've got to hand will work fine. So I'm just going to cut these into strips. So we've got 8 sections here, so I'll cut 8 strips that we can basically put in between each of the arches like so. This ensures that we've got the same height or depth looking from the front for each relief in the retaining wall. So I'll quickly cut these up. Okay. So I'm now going to place the arches face down with the brick detailing down and rest it on each one of the card pieces. Like so. I'm just going to take some super glue. Run some glue down them edges. I've got some activator here just to make it set a bit quicker. By all means, if you've not got super glue, PVA glue will work just as well. It just takes a tad longer to dry. You can leave it dry up overnight if that's the case. So I'm just going to run some glue down the sides of these arches. Okay. And it's easy as that to get your relief for the bottom arch sections. Now for the top section of retaining wall style floor, again that is meant to be relieved, and then the inner sections are also relieved. So we'll do the larger sections first, so I'll push these out now. Okay, and they are slightly offset, the retaining wall style 4. So we've got a larger section here and a small brickwork detail on the top. So on the retaining wall style 4, the small section goes towards the bottom of the wall if we're looking that way down. Okay, so again I'm going to take some of these bits of card we cut out earlier for the arches. I'm just going to rest them in place. I'm going to put the brickwork detail down again as before. It's a nice good fit, and again I'm just going to run some super glue down them edges like so. Quick blast with the activator. Okay, now we've got focus. There we go. So now we've got the relief details in the upper brickwork detail, and the last piece we've got to put in now is again the relief detail for inside the sections. So same process, face down. We may need to cut the card a bit thinner this time to get it to fit. Okay, so taking the brickwork, facing it down again. We actually want 2 pieces of card this time. I do apologise, because we've already got the relief from the first bit, so we'll just do 2 at a time this time. So 2 in there, 2 in there, detail in, like so. Okay, so that's now got the relief in there as well. So we'll repeat the process for the other 2. So we've got our card in, relief work, brick facing now, remember. Okay. And that is one section of retaining wall done, what comes in the kit. So going back to the other sections, or the other retaining walls, if the kit will come with these sections for joining and finishing off the wall. Comes with extra bits if you end up buying more than one wall, you can have a run of pieces. So again, like that will join to that to hide the joints. So for these, it's just a simple case of quick bit of glue in the centre, put your piece on, you just smudge about, and away we go. For the end piece, which will not join onto anything, either another retaining wall or the end slopes, you want to finish it off with just a narrow one. That way we get a nice butt up against the end. And although I've not done all the detailing work on this one, I will glue this in place. So a bit of glue on both edges, smear the glue on the edge like so. I've aligned one end up first. Flip it over, and I've aligned top and bottom here on the retaining wall, like so. Okay, now retaining wall style 4, the kit comes with some coping stones for the top of these buttresses. So again, if you've got wide columns like this, we use the wider buttresses, and if you've got the small column on the end, we use the small section here. Again, so with the retaining wall stood up, just to finish it off, apply some glue here and here, and we'll just centre these caps on top, like so. So we've got the retaining wall with all the reliefs, we've got the caps on top, we've got the joint here in the centre which is glued on the back, and obviously on the other section before you join it to this, you do the same as what we did in the first process. If you've got more than one kit and you want to do a long run of retaining walls, the kit includes enough to cover both sections the way we've done the joint here, or you can finish it off with a single narrower piece like we said, or you could buy the end slopes which come to a point again which finishes off some of the retaining walls. All depends on the style of layout of scenery you want to do, but that's how the basic construction for all the retaining walls go for. So if you've got the relief detail and work, that's how we did the relief. If it's a retaining wall with no relief and it's just the joints and the detail and work, that's how we stick them on. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great new year, and we plan on doing a lot more in 2021. All the best from us at N-SCENIC. Bye bye.